He's Chris Sims, who joins us on the program on loan from Pro Football Talk Live. Where do you want to start today, Chris?
Well, I mean, that's why they pay you the big bucks.
Okay.
But I guess the big thing to talk about would be last night's game, right? I mean, what are you taking away from that game? Do you start to go, ooh, are the Raiders a team to watch out for here? Or are we still not sure about the Saints through 2 weeks and things don't look smooth and they're not playing their best football? I tend to be on that a little bit more right now, where I'm a little more concerned with the way the Saints look to start.
And it feels like the national conversation has to do with Drew Brees. Like, people were alarmed that Drew Brees all of a sudden looks average.
Now, 41.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, okay, you're that age. Like, 3 years ago, was his arm any stronger? Like, I don't know. It just feels like everybody got a chance to see him. He might get younger next week if he throws 3 touchdowns, though, Chris. So you know how this works. It's week to week here. But is Drew Brees a concern for you?
He definitely is. There's no doubt about it that he is a concern for me with the Saints. Well, I mean, first off, you see the game last night. You know, the first 2 series, it's great execution. Things are going good. Sean Payton's got his early plays he wants to go do in the game plan. But then after that, Raiders make adjustments, whatever, the game settles in, and you see that offense is hard for the Saints. It's always got to be a 12-play, 80-yard drive. There's never a big play in the pass game to take pressure off the offense. And, yeah, I think between the last 2 weeks, with everybody wanting to tune in to see Brees and Brady, and now it's Monday Night Football and the new Las Vegas Raiders stadium and everything like that, I think people are, seeing something that I know you and I talked about a little last year where it was concerning. And here it is kind of rearing its ugly head once again. And no Michael Thomas, I understand that. He's a big part of the offense, and he really is great for Drew Brees because he works the middle of the field and all those short to intermediate routes. So not having them hurt their offense. But nonetheless, we're seeing too many errant throws, balls that die out and don't get to the target and things like that I think are a little more concerning than in the past.
Are the Raiders all in on Derek Carr? Because John Gruden keeps reminding us how much he loves Derek Carr, but boy, you love him so much. You entertained Tom Brady. You thought about trading up to get Kyler Murray. You brought in Marcus Mariota. I don't know if that's how you show love to your quarterback.
No, I'm not sure they're all in on him yet either. I don't think they are. I think this is a prove-it year for Derek Carr, where he's going to have to continue to play the way he's played these first 2 weeks, and probably then some. Even early on in the game, you saw Brian Griese on Monday Night Football kind of talking about, I wish Derek Carr would have pushed the ball down the field. There's still moments where he lacks aggressiveness. If he can bring that to his game, you can see he's very smart. He's unbelievably accurate. I mean, balls on the money all night long, letting receivers run after the catch. But no, I don't think they're sold on it. You explained it. They've been flirting with people and sending out mixed messages for the last few years. And I think he's going to have a real good year to continue to be that guy there in Las Vegas.
What do you do if you're the Chargers after that performance by Justin Herbert, where your head coach says, hey, we lost the game? You didn't lose it because of Justin Herbert.
No, you did not. And I am one that tends to go, let's go with Justin Herbert. I mean, you want to run the football, ball control, play through your defense style of football. Well, he proved to us he can do that. Now, I know he threw the interception, 17-9 and made the rookie mistake. But the other thing I would argue, too, is he made plays that Tyrod Taylor's just not going to make. I'm sorry. There's no other way to say that. I mean, Herbert has, I think, as you saw a little bit, some eye-popping talent, some throws and runs where you go, whoa, that's a little different right there. And to me, with the way they want to play it, he seems like a very smart kid. He certainly didn't blink in the pressure of the big lights or anything like that. And you got the Carolina Panthers this week. Yeah. I think the time would be right now to throw Herbert in there and start the future.
Do you think the Patriots style with Cam Newton is sustainable?
I do. I think that, Cam is going to have to continue to be careful. And he is usually running the football, except when he gets into those 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 type runs where we saw, and those have really been the only big collisions he's had running the football to this point. But I think 2 things. They're going to take those quarterback runs when the defensive schemes present itself, like it did in Miami 2 weeks ago with okay, it was there to be had. Hey, Cam, you keep the ball. But the big thing is, I think he's going to give them great confidence to continue to be able to go, hey, even if you can't run the ball, we saw, man, his ability to stay in the pocket, make the right throw, make some game-changing type throws. It is very real. And that'll give them some leeway, too, to maybe go, ooh, when in doubt, all right, this guy knows our offense. He knows where to go with the ball, and he throws it, the correct ball, too. I'm very excited by what I've seen out of that offense and Cam Newton in New England at this point. I think it's just at the beginning phases of where it can grow.
But would you sign him up? I know they got him for a bargain, but is there a point where the Patriots go, maybe we've seen enough that we need – and what's Cam going to cost you?
That's going to be the big question. And I think this is both of them kind of evaluating each other as we go along. But you're right. I mean, hey, if Cam continues to play the way he's playing right now, he's going to go, I want $30+ million next year to play quarterback. And I don't know where the New England Patriots go. If he continues to play the way he's playing right now, they're going to go, okay, well, you deserve it because you were the man this year. Again, we talked about no weapons on the Patriots offense all last year, and all of a sudden we have weapons all of a sudden. Nothing's really changed except the guy at quarterback. And I'm not trying to take a knock at Brady or anything like that. I'm just saying this guy still has specialness to his game and his leadership and how the pressure he puts on a defense because of his vast skill set. And I expect it to be a good year for him from what I've seen here. And I think he will be the quarterback here for the next few years in New England.
Yeah, because he's going to be a big ticket item if he's playing this well. And he's only, 31, so he still could get maybe that 3 or 4 year deal. We're talking to Chris Sims, Pro Football Talk co-host, NBC Football Night in America analyst as well. I'm surprised that both sides of the onside kick in Dallas didn't understand the rule for the onside kick, Chris.
I'm amazed. I mean, Atlanta, I don't know what they were doing. It's a shocking that they sat there, and once you saw the ball get to the 7 or 8 yard mark, to just continue to sit there and watch it. And when you see the balls rolling in that direction, yeah, obviously details were not talked about there, and they need to be more thorough. And to your point, what I heard you open up the segment with, and this is what I argue a lot with, even like when they do the NFL Top 100. You got guys in the NFL who they just play football. And I'm not trying, but they're not going home and watching Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football or keeping up what's going on in the league. They go to practice. They do what the coach says. They like playing the game, but they're not all in. And as you can see, some guys don't understand what the hell's going on out there at times.
Yeah, but you're on the kickoff team.
It's amazing. I have no answer for you. All I can say is that game was a debacle with some of the coaching decisions. I mean, to go for 2 up 26-7 in the second quarter, I didn't know coaches could tell the future now, and they know how it's going to unfold. Oh, look, that point kind of came in handy, losing by 1. The onside kick, Mike McCarthy going for 2, down 9. What? I mean, I don't know it. That's this analytics and stuff like this is driving me crazy right now.
This kind of masked, though, what was going on in Dallas. I mean, they got to win, a miracle win here. And now you go to Seattle this weekend. And that Seattle team seems to know what they're doing. And now they're letting Russ cook a little bit here.
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen? Dallas, Seattle.
I think Dallas, I think we could see a shootout in this game, really. I do. Because I'm a little, Dallas's defense has not exactly, blown me away through the first 2 weeks either. I mean, we saw last week in the Rams, they kind of moved the ball up and down the field on them. And Seattle's, this is the best Russ has looked. It's the best weapons he's ever had around him. And Brian Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, got to give him a lot of credit for changing his, persona, run first, to realize, wait, the strength of our team is through the pass game. He's really grown the offense. I questioned how much he can be creative in the pass game and things like that. Been really impressed with what I saw through 2 weeks. And their defense, it tells me Seattle's going to play this way the whole year, Dan, because the defense is playing aggressive too. It's not bend, don't break. It's a little bit like, hey, we're going to blitz Jamal Adams and we're going to make a strip sack fumble or get the ball back. Or we might give a big play up and you score, but Russ will be back on the field and we're comfortable with getting in a shootout. And I think they're going to be very comfortable with what we've seen the first 2 weeks all year long.
I went back and watched Carson Wentz in the first half. And
Hey.
I never played the position, but I know footwork, and his footwork looks terrible for a guy who we thought was established and a franchise quarterback. But like, what happened to Carson Wentz here?
And I haven't watched the film of that game. It's something that's on my docket here this morning that I'm going to go back and watch. But it is concerning. You know, he first off needs a little bit of the governor of like, man, that's too tight of a window, or go down. There's 9 guys on you. Just take the sack. Don't try to flip a ball to somebody and do things like that. I do think he's a little aggressive, tries to make too much happen at times. Offensively, they're struggling to find their way. We know they got the offensive line injuries. And yeah, at times he just doesn't have the proper mechanics throwing the football, or he'll just lock his legs in the ground and try to throw the ball in an awkward position. But it's not been good. He cost them the first game with some of the play calling, and last week was not a good look either. And Sean McVay had a lot to do with that too, with what he's doing on the offensive side too.
I don't know what your reaction was to Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer said that the Packers drafted Jordan Love to basically, get Aaron Rodgers upset. Like, do you think that they would actually, are they reverting to something that sounds as desperate as that to get Aaron Rodgers motivated?
Damn. I mean, that would be some Zen master stuff right there. To trade up in the first round just to do that. I mean, they could have just called me the Packers and I would have trashed Aaron Rodgers, and maybe we all would have just joined in and we could have pissed him off and got him to go again. You know what I mean? So it certainly has ignited him. And, there's 2 things that jumped out to me about their offense through the first 2 weeks. They're much more aggressive with downfield pass plays and calling those plays. And Rodgers, who I think was scarred from years of a very average offense around him schematically, to where he didn't want to force the ball into a tight window with the first read. He might hold it and dance around and they make Rodgers' magic happen. Last year, I saw a few of those times where he did that, and I went, oh, no, the first guy's open. You got to throw it to him. And remember, he got that little spat with Matt LaFleur like in week 2 or week 3, and that's what it was about. This year, man, Dan, he's playing the position true to form. The first guy, if he's open by 3 inches, he throws that ball in there and throws a strike, and I think it's helped their offense and the rhythm of their offense a lot.
Well, they also have a great running back, too. So that,
yes, they do. That's
certainly
no
help.
doubt.
We brought this question up yesterday. We do this all the time. Paulie somehow loves to shoehorn Julian Edelman into a conversation that has to do with the Hall of Fame. Whose career? I can give you Julio Jones's career or Julian Edelman.
Oh, yeah. I'm still going to take Julio Jones. I'm going to take Julio Jones, even though you don't have the ring, and that does stink in those playoff moments. But Julio Jones will go down as one of the greatest receivers ever. Julian Edelman, to me, is just a really good receiver that was a big piece for a great football team.
Yes, Paulie, yes.
Chris, I can't believe this. Your dad is the perfect example. Phil Simms has a career. He might not be first ballot Hall of Fame, but Phil Simms has a ring and is part of 2 rings. And I would want that as much as maybe even a Dan Marino career. Rings in New York.
I get it.
Would you rather have your dad's career or Dan Marino's career?
Oh, man. I'd probably still go with Dan Marino's career. I think I would. Those rings are cool. But damn, all the money Dan made in the Hall of Fame and the isotoner, I think my dad would trade one of those rings to Dan Marino for some of his money.
Would your dad take Dan Marino's career over his?
He might. He might. I know he made this comment one time where he went, we were talking about this, and he's like, oh, well, I think it's all a little overrated. Dan Marino's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And he sat back for a second, and we all sat there and watched him. And he went, and I mean, damn, I don't know. Crap, he can have my rings. Maybe I'll take his money. So it's not that crazy.
Good to talk to you, Chris. Hope you're well.
Thanks
for
guys.
Joining us as always.
All right, be good, buddy. I'll talk to you guys. See ya.
That's Chris Simms, Pro Football Talk co-host and NBC Football Night in America analyst.